with the fentanyl pills in Vegas, they're actually so big that you can ask for a real one and get a real one because there's a market for both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Well, Ethan, welcome to the Hopeaholics Podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming down.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have to say, you are officially the youngest guest we've ever had.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
How old are you?
16.
16.
Wow.
How long sober
Since
or recovery, whatever you're doing?
should have been since January of this year.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
January, what was it? 12th?
Nice. Good for you. Off what?
Thank you. Anything and everything. I didn't really have like a choice of what to do. It was more of I couldn't find what I was lacking, so I just kept going through what was there. Like just kind of flipping through like a picture book looking for something that would make you smile.
Right.
You just can't find it, so you keep going through pages.
Yeah.
Oh, great
That's a
analogy.
good, yeah, that's a great
That's
analogy.
really good.
And then what happens is sometimes you do find it,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that you're like, oh my God, why didn't somebody tell me about this before? Because that's what happened to me. I'm gonna tell you, I got addicted to crystal meth when I was 13 years old.
Yeah, I get that.
Somebody gave me a line, and I snorted that line, and I was like, what? What do you mean just say no to drugs? What do you mean just say
You
no?
lied to me.
Yeah,
Right?
you lied to me. Everybody lied to me.
Just
is
feel
what I
good.
thought. And it was like everything that I couldn't do, all of a sudden I could do. Like I couldn't, I was no good at homework. I couldn't pay attention in class.
Yeah.
I couldn't focus. I couldn't clean my room. Like all these things, right? And all of a sudden I did that line and I'm reading a book. My room was spotless. All this stuff happened, and I was like, this is what's been missing from my life. They lied to me.
They did.
That's what I thought. But really what happened is the drug lied to me.
Yeah.
And it progressively got worse and worse and worse until I spiraled into, addiction.
Chaos.
Full-blown addiction, full-blown chaos.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's amazing. It's amazing how in the first, let's call it 3 to 9 months, it allows you to think you're bettering yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Your attention, you're there, you're on time to meetings, you're at family dinners, and all of a sudden it just takes over.
I don't think, I think
Nothing
it's
but
a lie, like a
It is,
fallacy. It's
yeah.
like you're telling yourself that.
True.
But
Yeah.
the disease, if you definitely have it, it's often running from the jump.
Yeah,
So
it's
you're-
just you're not. So the definition of addiction, right, is continued use despite negative consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like those first 9 months, there's no negative consequences.
There we go. Yeah.
So you don't even realize until it's too late and you're hooked.
Yeah.
So proud of you, dude. I have a 16-year-old daughter currently.
Good.
16's a rough age these days, man.
Yeah.
How do you do it with all the social media?
Staying away from it.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do. I got too far into it, and that's how I ended up getting myself into those problems, is because I found the crowd I wanted to hang out with, but it was more of like the do crazy stuff, go party, steal cars, do this, do that type of crowd. It wasn't the actual crowd I wanted to be in.
Sure.
It was just like the crowd that actually made me feel accepted.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started dabbling in drugs and alcohol?
Well, the first time I tried, I think I was about 8.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I was with one of my buddies.
And was it alcohol or was it drugs?
We did smoke weed. We had it was like back when the bubble pipes were used for marijuana too, and he just asked if I wanted to hit some, but his mom also used crystal meth, so we didn't realize. So he swapped those out, and we lit it up, and we smoked it all gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then was it kind of off to the races after that, or were you just kind of tried it then and then?
It was more of I just tried it that day, and it really only kicked back in when I was in like middle school, when I kind of like I got really mad one day and I remembered how I felt using that, and so I started asking around people who knew people for it, and then I ended up just doing it that same night, and then stuff just spiraled from there.
Yeah. Do you have any siblings?
I have a sister, but she moved out when she was 16, 17.
Oh, okay. And then what was your, I guess, drug of choice that you were asking about or trying to always get or always consume?
Throughout the start, it was more of like speed type things, like methamphetamines or Adderall or stuff like that. And then as I progressed, I started going for more opioids like Percocet, Xanax, and then it got eventually to heroin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
For sure.
It got to the point where I ran away from home and had to call the cops on myself because I overdosed 3 times in one night.
Let me ask you a question. Where did you grow up?
Las Vegas, born and raised.
Born and raised in Las Vegas. How's the fentanyl crisis doing out there?
It's really bad. It's actually so bad to the point that with the fentanyl pills in Vegas, they're actually so big that you can ask for a real one and get a real one because there's a market for both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And on top of all that, there's not a single drug out there that's not cut with fentanyl.
Right.
Everyone you see, like, the reason people say that the drugs aren't the same as they were in the 80s is because it's just cut with a bunch of other drugs too.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing this drug, you're not up anymore. You're also getting this and this into it. And it's all just a really bad combination.
We
Yeah. Tell them.
well, Vegas, man. We heard about some older people going to Vegas. Professionals.
Yeah.
Doctors, as a matter of fact. They went to Vegas. They go like, I don't know, once every couple of years.
Yeah.
Just to go party and have a good time. They're older. They bought some cocaine.
Yeah.
Went back to their hotel room, did the cocaine. It was cut with fentanyl. And they both died. Doctors. You know?
Yeah, that's a big one in Las Vegas is the cocaine. The way people are actually doing that is they're actually pressing it into pills now. They're using pill presses and they're pressing pills of cocaine and giving them to people to take instead of snort.
Oh, wow.
So they're putting more fentanyl in it now and making it even more deadly than it already was.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
So, wow, I'm kind of speechless. I'm not going to lie because, I mean, I got a 15-and-a-half-year-old, 16-year-old. I mean, you know what I mean? It's tough, bro.
When did you realize, like, I am spiraling? Like, I have a problem?
It was when I was involved in, like, gang affiliation stuff. And I started seeing my friends get better than me. And I started getting mad at them for being better than me. And that's when I was, like, I wasn't even doing it. Because the reason I started doing it is because I wanted to like myself. And then I realized I was just doing it to become better than everyone. And so I was just like, I can't do that anymore because it was impacting my family, my girlfriend, my dad, all that stuff.
Did you face consequences like with home, your parents? What were?
Yeah, I got a lot of consequences from that. Wasn't necessarily allowed to leave my room for that long. That was my dad's side. My dad honestly kind of made it worse.
How so?
Just wasn't really as supportive. I don't really want to get into it because he's still my dad and I still kind of respect him. But I feel like he did kind of make it worse with what he did. But beyond that, most of my like punishments for it was just me punishing myself mostly. So like I stopped eating. I would make myself throw up. I had my friends cut some of my nerves in my back. I would punch myself in the stomach until I like couldn't move, and I would just lay on the floor for a while. And like no one noticed I did that because I would do it for so long, just hiding in the bathroom or my room.
Mm.
So my punishments weren't really given upon me because no one really figured out I was doing that until I was like 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did that twice.
What?
My elbow, tried to break my elbow, banged it against the wall about 100 times. I remember once from anger, and then another time I cut myself under my eye when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
With a knife. I wanted to poke my eye out. Weird. You just made me remember that.
I have issues with that too. I break my knuckles a lot. These are from actually a trampoline. I slipped on a trampoline, got friction burn, but I break my knuckles a lot. Like this one right here, that's actively broken right now. Yeah, that one's broken right now. I have really bad I've since learned to cope with them, but sometimes I can't handle it. But I've also been learning how to not take it out on other people because I used to yell at other people a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just kind of go to my room and I'll sit and I'll like draw in my journal or I'll write.
Yeah, you're learning other tools to handle the emotions that are constantly ebbing and flowing through us daily.
Yeah, and I feel like, because I feel like I don't have many people to talk to about it that can like actually just sit there and listen.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like go to this journal to just get it off my head.
Yeah.
You know, or off my chest, so I don't think about it anymore.
I will tell you that that's probably the best.
Yeah.
Putting pen to paper or pencil to paper, or whatever it is. There's something that activates when you write your feelings or whatever is going on. The pen to paper, the what happens with the brain and everything. It's one of the most healthy forms of getting that stuff out.
Yeah. I want to say it's the activation of the right hemisphere of your brain.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Frank could tell us exactly what it is, but we actually we own drug and alcohol treatment centers as well. So
yeah, I read about that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's what we do for our day job, I guess, and we have a full class. It's actually every day. It's a writing class that they do. My brother-in-law teaches it, so it's really good.
I've been wanting to get into one of those like group things because I'm doing good on my own, but I still have moments of where I almost relapse, but I think about my girlfriend, I think about my mom, I think about my family, and I know that I can't do it because it causes a lot of harm and stress for them, not only just me.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to get into like one of those groups, but I can't really find one that works because all the ones in Las Vegas are like 40, 50 people per group.
Yeah.
And they never stop talking.
Yeah.
No one raises their hands to speak, and it's not actually like...
Oh, like
you need something smaller, more intimate. Yeah.
And it's not actually like a program. Like the hospitals in Las Vegas, their mental health system just sucks.
Yeah.
Like the 4 hospital stays I've had, I was able to do drugs at 3 of them.
Yeah. Damn.
And those were like for mental and drug rehabilitation. Like those were actual like facilities where the staff was bringing in substances.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Why don't we start your own group in Las Vegas, 18 and under? Moms and kids come in. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how to do it.
I'm sure we could talk to your mom. We could organize that. We find a church by your home. We call them. That's basically how we start. We make phone calls to the churches. You know, we say, hey, we have an idea. And one of the churches say, yeah, let's do it.
I'd love to do that.
I'll help your mom. I'll give you, after this, we'll talk about that for sure. We'll get that going. And you got my number, bro. I'm in your life. You know what I mean? If you ever want to talk, you want to do anything, you just give me a buzz anytime, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It means a lot to me.
Yeah, man, of course. You kidding me? God.
Mm-hmm. When did you go to treatment to initially start your journey?
Yeah, initially I went up to my mom and I just told her I was like, I'm doing all this stuff and I just can't do it anymore. And I asked her to take me to this place and check me in, and I ended up staying in long-term for 88 days.
Nice.
And then when I came out, I actually ended up relapsing the same night. But then that was also the same night that I was just, I said I just can't do it anymore. And that's also the night that I just stopped.
Wow. So you went that one time, and then did you go again, or was that?
I went 4 different times. I went once in freshman year. They were all for like substance issues. Once was in freshman. The second was in late freshman year. The third one was in, what would that be? Sophomore or junior? The second year. Sophomore, and then I went last year. I got out November 22nd. So I went 4 times, and I haven't went since November 22nd, since I got out from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How let me ask you, how's it growing up in Las Vegas?
It's very different. It's people want to look like they're winning, not actually win.
Yeah.
So everyone's more focused on getting all this like expensive stuff, and they're not actually like people will buy like Supreme shoes, and then instead of buying a real brand of cereal, they'll buy an off brand of cereal that could have like different chemicals in it, and even if they did know that, they would still do that just so they can look like they're winning, even though it's bad for their health.
Yeah,
it's tough, man, keeping up with the Joneses, you know what I'm saying? You got to be okay and just be okay with I'm wondering, when you did when you were 8, you did a little bit of meth. I want to talk about mental health. Were you feeling depressed? Was it sadness? What were you going through? What are you feeling?
At 8?
Yeah. Or like even like now, last year, the year before, was it sadness? Was
last year and the year before, I feel like it was just I didn't feel like anyone actually accepted me enough for who I was. And I didn't feel like I could be me around people. I felt like when I was around people, people didn't want to be around me. So I just kind of stayed away. Like I would be in groups, but I would be on the outside of the group. Like when people take pictures, I would be in the far left corner.
Yeah.
And I would never actually like try to hang out with people. And so I just started doing that. And I think it was just sadness and not being in groups because I just felt like I didn't fit in. But at 8 years old, it was really just being stupid and trying stuff.
Yeah.
At 8 years old, it was really just my friend saying, "You want to try this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So at 8, were you pretty? If you think back to that day, even before that, how were you mentally? Were you just kind of happy-go-lucky? Was life difficult? Did it seem difficult, stressful? I mean, because 8-year-olds life can feel stressful to some of them, you know.
I'd say I made it stressful for myself.
You did.
I could have had it way better if I just focused and did well. But I just wasn't a good kid.
Now, were you shy or were you difficult?
The issue is I wasn't shy. For like my whole elementary school, I got in fights. My principal would call me into her office, and I would take everything off the top of her desk and rearrange it as the same as it was on top under her desk. I don't know why. I still can't remember why I did that. I just did.
That's funny. Sorry, that's kind of cool.
Are your parents still together?
No, they divorced when I was 6 or 7.
Do you think that had any correlation to any type of aftermath to you?
I feel like it made me dislike my dad a lot because it also made me start like looking into him and seeing what he was actually like, what kind of person he actually was, because he wasn't really telling me all the stuff he did. But I feel like it did affect me negatively, but it also affected me positively because now I can kind of look back at my dad's side of the family and I can be like, I did this without you guys, you know?
Is there any addiction in your family?
Not that I really know of. My sister, she dabbled in it a little bit, but
how about further down the road? Uncles, aunts?
Not that I know of.
Cousins?
Oh, yeah. My grandma was drinking. My grandma was an alcoholic. That's the only one I know of, though.
Yeah, there wasn't like a lot in mine, but like if I go up the food chain, up the chain, my great aunt was a real alcoholic, you know, the stage 4 alcoholic.
Yeah.
She ended up killing herself with a .22 pistol.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it was before I was born, so I never met the lady, but and then there wasn't any addiction until me and my cousin.
Yeah.
And that was it. that that we know of. And then another cousin later got addicted to opiates later in life. That's about it. But then you have her family where there's
both sides. Like I never got to meet my grandfather because he died when my dad was 16 from cirrhosis of the liver.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, thank you. But it kind of goes right along with what we always say, where sure, it could happen from genetics, like the family tree, I guess you can say, because it is heavy on in mine. But then you have yourself, I don't know much if there's addiction in your family too much or not.
I no.
Then you can, like, where addiction all of a sudden can just pop up.
Yeah.
There is mental health on my side, though. There's mental health, a lot of mental health in my family.
Yeah.
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 But from what I get, what you're saying is, I feel, especially because of your age, also, is you're looking for some fix to feel comfortable within our own skin, or at least that's what I was searching for as well, is to feel like okay, and then you continue to search for whatever that may be, and then if you find it, you feel everyone that told you things are bad are lied to, and then it turns into a full-blown chase, and then destruction eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you found it, sobriety, and realizing it at such an early age is huge.
Yeah, I think what really truly made me realize it was my buddy. He got his wife pregnant. He was 23, he's 24 now, and he was addicted to meth, and he just couldn't kick it. And I remember I was buying a bunch of stuff for myself because I was doing a bunch of like really bad stuff to make money. And I remember, like, after the first 2 weeks, I started just giving all my money to him to go to rehab for it and to get treatment. And I ended up giving him over like $32,000.
Oh, wow.
And now he's out with his wife and his kid, and he named his kid after me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I feel like looking back at it, that would have been my purpose for being in that situation right there.
You know what I like? I like that he's looking at the good points. He's going back, and that's where the superhero comes in. You could go back on what your problem was, and you make it special. And he's doing that already at 16. That's awesome.
I just recently learned that.
Wow. Well, good for you, man.
Skill.
I've just learned it myself.
Yeah, about like 4 months ago, I was completely different. I was
Really?
Yeah, I was just stressed over everything.
Yeah.
I couldn't focus in school. I was like 50 assignments behind. My teachers were yelling at me over like the little secret chat when I was in class,
sure.
and I'd be trying to do assignments, and their messages would keep popping up, blocking me from doing my assignments, and that was stressing me out. And then I texted Shane, and I heard about that, and that's what kind of like got my hopes high and like actually made me focus and be able to do well.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That. Bro, I'm day and night. You can text me anytime. Call me if you're feeling down. I don't care.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bro. I'm up all the time. I don't sleep.
I get that.
Yeah.
When you were in treatment, did you go through like a 12-step program of any sorts, or was it more along the lines of just trying to detox? And
it was more of, there was no regimen. You got checked in, and you would sit in what's called the day room all day. You'd watch TV for like 2 hours. You'd go to breakfast, eat, probably get in a fight. You'd come back to the day room, go to recess, play basketball, come back, same thing, go play basketball again. And then you would have co-ed games where like the girls and boys were mixed, and like a bunch of bad stuff would be happening then because they separated the girls and boys for a reason. And then there was no regimen in Las Vegas at all.
Oh, wow. So your experience, there was no kind of real like internal work, or
There was a therapist, but all she ever taught me was coping skills. She only taught me like 4 out of the whole 88 days I was there.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You were there 88 days.
Mm-hmm.
So how's school going for you now?
Little bit better. I'm still behind a good chunk, but I'm still catching up. I got my physical education grades up to an A in like a day.
Oh,
I got my study skills grades up to an A. I got 2 of my other classes up, and then when I get home, I'm gonna be doing all 4 of my other classes if I can.
Now, are you doing traditional high school or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or no,
Public school?
it's online.
Oh,
Online?
it is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though. At the start it was supposed to be like 3 days online, 2 days in person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now it's just all online. And sometimes they say I have to come in person, but I've never actually had to go. They've always canceled it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The schools in Vegas suck too.
Like the regular public schools.
Mm-hmm. Like, Desert Oasis. That's the worst one. You cannot go there. There's been people who go there for one day and come out with gang affiliations and drugs for one day.
That's horrible.
Vegas is pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it's a tough city.
There's like really,
It's-
you know, the show Cops used to do Vegas all the time.
Yeah.
They were always in Vegas. Bad boys.
What you gonna do? What
Yeah.
you gonna do when they come for you?
That's sad.
I mean, you have to think about it. Why not? Because like Vegas is the party capital
Yeah.
of the world. It never shuts down. It never goes to sleep. Best place for gangs and drugs and criminal activity. You know?
I think that's the big issue with it, is that they've created such a big economy for it.
Yeah.
And that the economy isn't just a night and day economy. It's a 24/7.
It's 24/7.
yeah.
It's always making money, always spending money, always doing things. And that's just the big issue with it, because with Vegas, there used to be like the strip's always awake.
Always.
Like, you go to these parts and they're asleep now. They're starting to like have lights on all the time too.
Really?
Yeah, like all sorts of parts of Vegas are starting to just light up at the nighttime and not close ever. A couple of the malls started doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can't even sleep at the house I'm at right now, because like there's like 4 stores right beside me that have this huge sign, just makes noise all night.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
Little,
Hate that,
Yep.
bro.
No,
I
know.
had it. I was under a light. One time I had a nightmare. I was looking up at the light. It was a circle. I thought it was the moon. And I woke up. I was running. Someone was chasing me, and I thought I was crazy. God, yeah,
like the fluorescent one.
Yeah,
The
bro. the
Yeah.
fluorescent,
Yeah.
really old and weathered fluorescent
Yeah.
that just buzzes super loud all
That's what I
night.
had.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to like an AA meeting or a Narcotics Anonymous meeting or
haven't.
anything like that?
I haven't actually been to one. I've wanted to go to one, and I wanted to check out what they're about. But I did go to one, but I almost got in a fight like the first 10 minutes I was in there, because the kids started like pressing up on me and challenging me. And so,
not a good one.
I remember I just said I can't do it, and I told them that I have to find a different place to go to. So I just walked out.
Yeah.
I bet you. I will say this. I'm not going to bet you anything. I will say that there are some really good. There's really good recovery in Las Vegas. Anywhere where there's a lot of chaos, there's also a lot of a lot of really good recovery.
Yeah.
You just have to find the meetings, and like we'll help you find a good maybe a good group to go to.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Also,
And young, I will tell you that there is a lot of good young people stuff going on these days.
For
like
sure.
young people are getting sober and staying sober and living good lives.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, we're hoping that it really becomes a movement, man, because it's like, it's either that or like I lost my son-in-law, my daughter. She was 21 at the time, and she found the love of her life that she met when she was 15, and they were together for 6 years, and you know, he was like a son to me. And
I'm sorry about that, man.
he went out and bought a what he thought was a Percocet, looked just like a Percocet, and he took it and never woke up. And she found him at 7:30 a.m. on 9/11 of 2022.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I say this all the time, man. And he was a good soul, and he would give up his life to save other people's lives, and you know, because of you know, his death, this podcast was created, and you know, we just started becoming on a mission to, you know, show people that recovery is possible, and that life is like way better.
Yeah.
You
There's
know?
a way out.
There's a way out,
Way out, bro.
and like I've been in the depths of hell, dude. Hell, you know. Got addicted when I was 13.
Yeah.
I'm an IV drug user, but you know what? I don't have to live that way anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I can walk through the pain. I can actually enjoy feeling feelings.
Yeah.
I can be okay being sad that my son-in-law is not here anymore. I can be okay that my daughter's hurting.
Yeah.
You know, that she's having to figure out how to do life on her own.
Yeah.
Because that's what life is. Then I don't have to stick any junk in my body anymore to alter the way I feel, because like feelings are too good.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or indifferent. I always say, and I learned this in therapy a long time ago, really feelings aren't good or bad.
Yeah.
They truly aren't. Feelings are just feelings. And we are the ones that put a negative or positive connotation on them.
Yeah.
We always put a bad label on a feeling that we have not learned how to just feel.
Yeah.
You know, like sadness. Sometimes I enjoy, like I enjoy like feeling sad and having a little cry.
Yeah, because sometimes you really just, because there's no other way to let it out. There's-
Yeah.
exactly.
You can't convey it with your voice. You can't. You can't hit something because that'll break stuff.
Yeah.
It's not right to do. So it's really the only thing sometimes you can do.
Just learn how to feel them and, you know, walk through. I always tell people, man, it's easier to walk through pain than to stay stuck sitting in it.
Yeah.
Because when you stay stuck sitting in it, it never goes away.
Yeah.
If you start getting up and walking through it and persevering and facing those challenges, like just like you coming here today,
Yeah.
you know, it's huge.
Thank you.
Like 2 years ago, would you have thought, hey, I want to go down and do a podcast?
2 years ago, I didn't even think I was going to make it till Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look at you now.
Mm-hmm.
How
It's
about
amazing.
that? And you're on the Hopeaholics Podcast, which, you know, we all call the #1 podcast in addiction and mental health. So
Well, because there's really no one else doing it.
they're
also-
trying.
Well, and also-
Thanks, kid.
Trying.
Appreciate it, bro.
but also,
There's a couple people trying. A couple of them are pretty good too.
Yeah,
though. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna lie.
I want you to also know and put us in your calendar, because since you're used to, you obviously do school online. We every single Tuesday night at 6 we host a Recover Out Loud meeting for everyone. So it's anyone that is either struggling, possibly thinking about getting sober, or people that have lost loved ones to the disease,
Yeah.
or anyone that wants to share, you know, wherever they are at that particular moment. I invite you to come on, because we always have a different guest share for like the first 20-25 minutes of the meeting, and then we open it up to everybody else to share wherever, you know, whatever is on their heart at that moment. And I think it would be awesome for you to join, because it's really awesome to see someone so young really start getting a grasp on something that will, if you don't, will kill you. Because that's really what it's all about. Like that's the get down. It is a life or death disease, and so it's progressive. And if you let it run rampant, it's gonna kill you. And I think that's like really powerful for your generation. We had another girl, Dylan, who's 18, and she's doing the same thing you're doing, stepping through that fear of sitting down in that seat and talking about their experience, strength and hope, because it's important, especially with how much and easy the fentanyl is just like here. It's here in front of you. And it's scary because, like you said, it's in everything.
Yeah, no matter what, anything you buy is gonna have in it. You could go, like, there's a couple spots in Las Vegas where you can go and people will openly have drugs laid out to buy. Like, there's shops you can walk into and they'll just have X amounts of whatever on the table, and you can just pick it up, look at it, they'll let you test it or whatever.
Wow.
Sometimes you don't even have to pay before you test it.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
Your mom's here with you today. How does it feel to be in this moment with her as opposed to where you were at 2 years ago?
I've been jittery this whole time because I know that this is like the first thing I've done in my life that's actually truly made her smile. So I've been kind of like jittery this whole time here.
I love that.
How's your relationship? I know your mom's sitting right here, and it's a really hard. But it seems like you're happy that she's here.
Yeah, I am.
How's your relationship with your mom?
It's really good. I think the whole reason I'm here today is also because of her. Her and my girlfriend are the main two things that keep me alive, and mainly my girlfriend is the reason that I decided to get sober, but my mom is the reason that I decided to like stay sober, you know?
Yeah. Nice.
It's like my girlfriend kind of just, she showed me that life is beautiful and there's things to do with your life, and you don't need to just go throw it away and die at 16, 17 years old. There's so much more to see. And so she helped me kind of just realize that there's no point in doing that. And my mom helped me really like stay and get through it. She helped me through like the bad feelings I was having. She was the person I could go and talk to.
Oh, that's so good.
How long have you guys been together?
Me and my girlfriend?
Yeah.
We've been off and on through freshman year, but we've been together for about 8 months.
8 months straight right now?
Yes, yesterday, 8 months.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
We started dating on the 1st of January.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
It's really cool.
Ethan, you obviously you grew up quick. Chad too. What do you want to do? Do you have a thought about what you want to do? A lot's been going on in your life in the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? You had bad thoughts before, maybe this, maybe that. What are your thoughts now? Like when you go to sleep, what are you thinking about?
Mainly how I'm gonna help people when I'm older, because I don't really find interest in much anymore. I don't really like video games anymore. I don't like skateboarding, riding my bike, building stuff like Legos. I used to like Legos a lot. The only thing that's actually been like making me genuinely smile is like sometimes I'll go outside and I'll see a homeless person and I'll be like, hey, you want food? I could go buy you food, and that'll actually make me happy more than like video games used to or substance abuse used to. So I think the only thing that I could want to do when I'm older, well, one of two things, is drug rehabilitation specialist for minors or motorcycle racer.
Wow.
I like them both.
You know the Isle of Man TT?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do when I'm older. That'd be cool.
Good for you.
What is that?
The Isle of Man, it's a big island where it's got really narrow roads, and these guys go like 190, 200 through these like roads that are probably like as narrow as this table.
Oh my gosh. That is wild.
Chad used to ride a motorcycle.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What kind of bike do you have?
Are you talking about a street bike or?
You have a street bike.
I mean,
You
I
had a
grew up.
Harley and you had a pocket rocket, I thought,
A pocket rocket?
or a rocket, whatever.
Crotch rock?
Yeah, crotch rocket.
Pocket rocket. I'm not sure what that is.
I know what that is.
Oh, that's not right to say. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's
We-
triple X right there. Triple X. Triple X. So delete that
Oh
out.
my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Canada.
He's Canadian.
You're more Canadian, bro. I'm sorry about that.
So I grew up riding dirt bikes. Was my thing. I grew up in a little town called Grand Terrace. Man, we could just ride right off our driveway out into the hills.
That'd be cool.
And I started riding motorcycles when I was like 5. When I got older, I had an R6, and then I had a Harley FX DY.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing was pretty sick. Then
They're big, aren't they?
It wasn't huge, but it was a full size motorcycle, full size Harley. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I got remarried.
Yeah.
I almost crashed my my crotch rocket.
Crotch rocket.
Underneath a semi truck, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Let me just put this away.
It's probably about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
45 years old at the time.
Yeah.
50 now. I have kids. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have a big enough life insurance policy.
No one does.
Yeah.
No one
I
does.
feel like they'd rather have me than the life insurance.
Oh, that's for sure.
I think so.
Most of them, right?
For sure. Yes.
But yeah, man.
I think a motorcycle would be really fun to have. But that's honestly been like my goal too, of what I've been trying to like work towards.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably what I'm gonna buy when I get a job and when I get paid. My first thing I'm gonna go to is probably a motorcycle.
What do you
Yeah.
want? What are you thinking about?
Like a 500 or a 600 street bike, like a Gixxer, maybe a CBR.
Yeah.
One of those two. Some really lightweight that can really go fast, like a
Yeah.
Gixxer or a CBR.
Yeah. It's kind of how my R6 was. It was light.
Yeah, the R6s are light too.
Yeah.
So you like adrenaline?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a big thing with me too. I used to like steal a bunch of cars. I was dumb about that.
I did that.
Yeah, I'd like to steal cars too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got arrested for it.
Have you ever been arrested?
No, I've luckily not been caught
Oh, wow.
somehow.
Yeah.
And you know what? You never have to.
Yeah.
You never have to. I've never I have since I got sober, I've never been arrested. It's kind of amazing.
Weird how that happens, huh?
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's all you have to do is really just follow the rules. There's not too many of them, and the rules that there are only to keep you from like dying or
Yeah.
just messing yourself up completely.
Yeah.
Ethan, how could we help you? What do you want? Like, if there was something we could do for you, what could we do for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I want to see every year we're going to have him back. This is the first guest. We're going to have a recurring guest because he's young.
Yeah.
So we want to have him. We want to have recaps. So we're going to see you in 12 months, no matter what.
All right.
Yeah. But what can we do?
What was your question?
What can we do for him? Like, on a daily basis, is there something? How can we support you in some way? Is there something? Well, first of all, I'm going to be in touch with your mom. We're going to get you a AA meeting set up. We're going to find a church. We're going to get you a group. So we got 3 or 4. We got some things to do.
All right.
So I know-
Chiming in for our Recover Out Loud.
Yeah.
Are you going to let him answer the question? that
Sorry,
you asked him,
sorry.
or are you
Yeah.
just going to answer
Totally.
it for him?
You're right. You're right.
Huh?
I was never actually able to pinpoint what was helping me. My therapist, Eli, he's really cool. He sends me like just motivational messages each morning. It's like, hey, they're always dumb. He's like, hey, today's fantastic Friday.
Yeah.
Have a great day and look at this chart. And it's like a colorful chart that he drew. And
Nice.
I feel like that helps, even though it doesn't take him no longer than 10 minutes to do that.
Yeah.
It's something that he did that he didn't just like copy paste, send to 10 different emails.
Mm-hmm.
He actually like sat down, typed one out for me and said, hey, how are you?
That's awesome. That is a nice guy.
There you go,
Yeah,
Shane.
he's
It's
awesome.
a tough job, bro.
Huh?
That's not easy.
There you go.
All right.
We
I'll
all
do my
get
best.
we all get copy and pasted stuff.
I don't copy and paste though, because I don't do this stuff that he's talking about. This will be the first time in the history of Shane Earn that he's going to send a motivational something to someone. So I'm going to start. I'm not going to do it every day though, bro. I'm not good at this. I'll do my best for you.
Thank you.
Okay, but I'm available for you to call me every day.
Thank you very much.
That I'm available for.
That means a lot to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. But I'm just calling out is just it's tough. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I forget. I got 3 kids, but I always take a call or I call back. That I
means a
promise.
lot to me.
Yeah, that I promise.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'm here for your mom too. You're not alone. Yeah, bro.
That really does mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
You're honestly the first person, you 3 are the first people that I have met who have actually wanted to talk to me for me being me.
Yeah.
Like the only people who haven't like tried to sit here and ask me, why did you do that? Or like, why did you stop doing this? Or like, why'd you stop doing drugs in a bad way? Like this made you uncool. Why'd you stop doing it?
Sure.
You're the first people to actually say like, what I'm doing is actually benefiting me and it's not making me a boring person. It's making me a better person.
Oh my God. You know why? Because we're drug addicts and alcoholics right here in front of you. So we've been exactly in your spot. And that's what it's all about. Because we can't, how can, I mean, sure as shit, how can we judge anybody because of the things we've done in our past to get to this seat that we're at today? So it's like, that's what I think is so beautiful about like the recovery community and why this movement of like, when I was your age or when I first got sober, I thought my life was going to be over and I was gonna be a dud, like
Yeah.
not cool, or all of these things all these lies that I like to tell myself. But our mission really is sobriety is not dull.
Yeah.
Like what it's all about is being happier and healthier and having peace of mind with who we are,
Yeah.
whatever that may be. And everybody's obviously different and is an individual.
But the life hack, he has the life hack at the age of 16 that we didn't have until.
At all.
And that life hack is helping people.
Yeah.
That's the life hack, bro. Because if you're not helping people, you're finished. We know that already. Now,
Well,
what's
yeah.
the next thing? How's your relationship with God? You have one at all, or does that scare you, or what's that feeling like?
Well, I had a good friend. His name was Cademan. I met him when I was like 10 on Xbox, and I literally had a gun next to me, and I was gonna kill myself that night. And he invited me to a party. I've never met him before. He invited me to a party, and we just like immediately started talking. And like 4 months ago, I texted him. I'm like, "What's wrong? Like, why don't you talk to me anymore?" He's like, "I'm just busy and all that." And I told him, I'm like, "I can tell that you're just not talking to me anymore." And he's like, "Our friendship was put on hold and all that." And so I really don't talk to him anymore. Kind of forgot what I was.
It was a God
God.
thing. It was a
Oh
God
yeah, and I remember he was trying to get me to be religious, and he was telling me a lot of stuff about that and about how God and you can follow this, and even though you can't see it, it gives you something to believe in.
Sure.
That then you can think that it's telling you stuff when you don't even have to hear it. So you can think it's being motivational while it's not even truly being motivational. And I remember kind of when he just was like, "I don't want to be your friend anymore," that kind of just made me give up on that for some reason.
So we don't push
No.
we don't push religion around here because sometimes there's weird judgment inside of
Yeah.
religion
Yeah, I get that.
itself. You know, we believe in spirituality. We believe in. I mean, you know, we all actually believe in God, but it's not like my perception of God is He's all loving.
Yeah.
You know,
And
he's
forgiving.
forgiving, and He's not gonna sit up on His throne and judge us.
Yeah.
You know, and even if you go to the religious side of something, who the heck do these religious people think that Jesus was hanging out with?
Yeah.
He was hanging out with people just like me,
Yeah.
showing me a better way to do life, and He wasn't being mean about it.
No, was
The only
not.
time He was mean is when He went in, according to the Bible, right? Is when He went into the
Cave?
Jewish into the temples, and he flipped over the tables because they were more worried about the gold that they had on the walls,
Oh,
Money,
right. Yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
and money and prestige, property and prestige, and that's the only time that you see Him angry in
Yeah.
the book.
I would honestly love to follow religion. It's I feel like it would help me knowing that there's something above that's always watching,
sure.
not just judging us, but watching and like making sure that we're okay and stuff.
Yeah.
And like sure He could be judging and that stuff, but I also think that it would help just to know that there's something up there, so I think twice before I do stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why honestly I feel like AA is fantastic in making that relationship kind of exist, whatever that may be. And it's, you know, the first thing is to believe in a power greater than ourselves.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to think like too much more, because kind of like what Chad was saying is like a lot of people have like an ill connotation towards religion, and so that's why they get turned off of that whole like spiritual kind of like connection thing.
Yeah.
But then we believe that whoever you are, as long as you believe that you're not running the show, because clearly we all don't run the show well because we drive it into the ground. So once you have that, then the relationship starts to kind of flourish
Yeah.
in your own understanding. And I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
And then I think you know, the difference between like religion and spirituality is in spirituality you develop your own personal relationship with
the God of your
the
understanding.
God of your understanding, and you know, whatever that understanding becomes, you know, you don't have to the one thing that sometimes turns me off about like different churches and stuff is like they immediately want to throw Jesus on you.
Yeah.
You know, and like immediately. And I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. But that's what saved me. That's who saved me. Let me tell you who saved me. And I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. You know?
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I sit in a different spot today, but like when I got sober, man, I grew up in a Christian religion that was very, very like conservative, and they believed in eternal damnation, right? So like the things that I was doing, I was gonna go to hell for forever, right? And then I was like, all right, God, well, forget it. I guess, you know, if I'm going to hell, then I'm just gonna because I can't stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I got sober, and I went to Narcotics Anonymous. And Narcotics Anonymous, exactly what Natalie said. They were like, just find a God that you can do business with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? What would you? I remember my sponsor said, "What would you want your God to be?"
Mm-hmm.
Write that down. And so I wrote that down. You know, and even in the beginning, I remember my sponsor telling me, "If you don't believe that I believe," or why don't you do this? Why don't you go down to the beach, stand in front of a big giant wave, and if that wave knocks you over, that's a power greater than you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can. Those little things started to make sense to me, and then I just started praying, like, because I didn't want to live the way I was living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't want to continue feeling how I was feeling, and just little things. And now it's like, now I just pray and meditate every morning before I even get going. I'm like, all right, God, you know, I turn my will and my life over to Him, and let's go do this thing.
Yeah. It's
Whatever
not like you don't feel the sad days, though. You have sad days.
I have sad days.
You have
I have rough days.
rough
I have
days.
stressful days. But you know what? Because I pray,
Yeah.
I'm able to get through every day.
There you go.
Substance free.
Yeah. And you have outlets, you have friends and family.
Never have I gone without ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, never has a bill not been paid, or, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, money has gone up and down and all around, but I get to help people every single day. I get to live my purpose every single day of my life.
Yeah.
I get to help other people find sobriety. I get to help other people deal with life on life terms. Deal with this thing that's in between our ears that lies to me and tells me I'm worthless, stupid, no good, nobody likes me.
Gonna fail.
You're going to fail. You can't do that. You're a fat ass. What else?
It does get to a point where people are always constantly saying those things to you, even like, I used to think I was super cool, and in like 4th, 5th grade, a bunch of kids started calling me names, and that's when I started fighting people because I was mad at them because they kept putting it into my head that I was just this dumb kid and I didn't know how to do much, and I wasn't good at basketball, and I couldn't focus in class, and I couldn't get along with, like, only these 2 kids I could get along with, and they would make fun of me for that. And so I started getting in fights with them and all that, and the only thing that's ever actually helped from it was my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Was meeting her and her actually just, like, being there for me. 'Cause I used to mess around with a lot of different girls because I could never actually find someone who, like, actually cared about me, who actually, like, wanted me for me. And then I met her, and she actually showed me that love is real and there's something to live for.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's awesome. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Smart kid.
Thank
you know? Great hair.
Huge moment.
Great complexion. You know, it means a lot when you're 16.
For
to have a
sure.
good complexion like that.
For sure.
Oh, really? I've messed up my face a lot. My face used to look completely different. I've like reshaped my face. Like, my nose right here used to come out. I used to look in the mirror and see my dad's face, and I never liked that. So I would go to the mirror every night, and I would put my hand like this, and I would push in until I felt a stress fracture, and I
Oh
would just
my
keep doing that.
Goodness.
Yeah, my nose used to be out to like here, and my jaw used to be like way more back here.
Wow.
Are you jealous of his hair?
I am.
Huh?
I am.
You are?
I used to have hair like that.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. I used
When?
to. Well,
I saw it like Steven Seagal style.
yeah. I was greased back, but never really had hair like that. Actually, that's a lie.
I had
Damn
a,
it.
I had a slick back this morning.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah. There we go. That's where
I was washing my hair.
Oh, nice.
Long slick back all the way down
Yeah.
here.
Are you seeing anybody in Nevada right now for things? Seeing a doctor, a therapist? Are you aggressively working on things?
I'm seeing my therapist, yeah, and he's helping to get me into a eating clinic because I have an eating disorder from making myself throw up and all that. And then so I'm also getting into a psychiatrist for medication, but right now I only have a therapist. That's
Okay,
it.
good. Okay, but we're working towards bettering
Yeah.
ourselves. Okay,
I've been
Nice.
working on that for
Nice.
a good minute now.
nice. I think he's ahead of his time. I think that with a few good directions and a few other people in his life, he's going to be in. Sky's the fucking limit,
Yeah, I've been around recovery a long time.
right? This is
A long time, and I have seen. Well, I've seen people your age
Yeah.
get sober, get it, and they're probably 35 now,
Yeah,
and they're living lives way beyond what even probably I was doing at 35.
Yeah.
It took I took a little
siesta.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get sober young though.
Yeah, you
I
did.
I was 22.
Yeah,
Almost
too.
23 is when I started my recovery journey. I just had some relapses along the way.
Yeah, I get
I got first time 3 years, then I relapsed.
Yeah.
Then I stayed clean for 9 years, relapsed.
There's always the point where it does become too much, but there's also a point where there's someone out there that you can talk to besides just doing that.
Oh yeah.
For me, that's my girlfriend.
Nice.
Like, she's been the only thing she's helped me. I used to impulsively do substances when I was angry. And she's helped me a lot with that. Like, she stopped me from ending my life countless times.
Oh wow.
Like, she's the only person that's ever, I don't know how to explain it.
Been there for you.
Yeah.
Believed in you and
Yeah.
saw something that you didn't see in yourself.
Yeah, and she actually like shows me.
that is awesome, and I love that. But I just want to tell you something, bro. From the bottom of my heart, you got to find that in yourself.
I know.
And that's the search, because unfortunately, people are going to come in and out of your life
Yeah.
at different times. That's just what it is. I want you to be self-sufficient on your own feelings. I'd like you to be self-sufficient on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, God forbid, one day she says, you know what I mean, I got to move on, or I got to go.
Or God forbid something happens to her. There's
Right?
so many things that
so
can
many
happen in
things.
life.
So many things at such a young age. I don't want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
That's why I've been trying to get into like groups.
Yeah, man.
That's why I've been talking to my therapist more, and I've been trying to become like more self-sufficient. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it.
We
Self-reliant.
understand.
Self-reliant.
and-
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
the word.
And it's basically just like the self-esteem where all you need is yourself to be fulfilled, and then your girlfriend, your mom, and other relationships that you will end up building,
Extras.
they bring you joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are fulfilled yourself, because then you're able to go out into this world and conquer it, whatever that may be. And nobody that tells you anything is going to break that down.
Yeah.
The people that because there's going to be a lot of noise, because that's just like how humans are, because a lot of times you have hurt people hurting others. So like the kids that are like bullying you or calling you names, that's because, God forbid, like they're dealing with something that internally within themselves, and they don't know how to handle it, so then they use it by hurting somebody else. You know, so it's like as we get older, those same things will happen in different elements of our life, but because we've built that foundation of recovery and self-exploring and learning about ourselves and getting through all of our emotions, it doesn't matter, because we know how we feel about ourselves, and that's the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, and surround yourself with a team. You need a team. Everyone needs a team. We have a team.
That's why I want him to come every week to our meeting, 6 p.m.
Yeah, every week. Shia's got a team. Chad's got a team. Everyone needs a team. When you're younger, the team is around you by your parents, God willing. That's how it's supposed to go. Now, when you get a little older, like now, it's up to you to build a team around you, and that's a team of protection.
Yeah.
To save you from harm and the elements of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not good with getting along with people. I'm only good at getting along with like people that are older than me, like adults. I've never like gotten along good with kids my age. It's not because of the maturity gap. It's not because of the age. I don't know what it's because of. I just never get along with kids that are my age. I can't hold conversations. I just don't get along. But when you put me into a room with an adult, I'm able to sit, have a conversation, maintain eye contact,
right?
Like do everything that is supposed to be done in a conversation. But I just can't do it with someone my own age.
That's fine. Gravitate to where you feel comfortable, bro. That don't matter.
That was the issue with me with my substance.
Yeah.
Substance though is because I
But then you got to pick the right people.
There we go.
You know,
there we go.
You got to pick the right people.
Yeah.
And it is our responsibility to who we put in our lives.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of good people in the 12-step community, and I bet you there's a lot of good people that you could relate to in that community in your area.
Yeah, I definitely do want to find someone that I can that's gone through the same stuff
For
as
sure.
me, that I can just talk to.
Yeah.
I can be there for them and they can be there for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, and I feel like that would help way more than just a therapist or.
Oh yeah, it does. There's nothing like somebody who's been through the same stuff that you've been in the program. One of the readings talks about one addict helping another is without parallel.
Yeah.
You know, and it's there's something about peer support. Us who have gone through the same struggles, have thought the same thoughts.
Exactly.
And what are we doing today? And playing off each other, like what are we doing today to handle these things? Because, dude, trust me, I wake up in the morning and this thing starts going off. It's not all butterflies and rainbows up there every day.
Yeah.
There are times when I do get a lot of butterflies and rainbows, but like, I mean, the stress of life, and then that's when my brain wants to turn on and like tell me I'm no good. Why don't you just quit? Why don't you just wrap it up? You've tried over and over and over again and you're failing. You know, it says stupid shit like that to me. And it's like, no way. I no. You know, the only time I lose is when I quit.
Yeah, and in life, the losses that you experience are only mental until death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said that. Someone said that to me. I forgot who said it. It was a person that I used to know, and they said it to me, and I forgot them completely.
Yeah. It's true.
What else you guys got?
I'm just so happy that he called. I'm happy I met his mom. I'm just really excited about this, and I think he's going to really save lives. Like, this is a miracle in the making, and he's going to help people and he's going to save lives. That's all. He's got the life hack, and you just got to do a few other things, and he's golden, man. I feel
Thank
good.
you very much.
I feel good.
Yeah. Thank you for your courage for coming on. It's a really big deal.
Thank you for allowing me to come on.
Absolutely.
This has given my life purpose when I couldn't find any other.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
This has given my life purpose too.
Yeah.
Really, this deal right here is giving my life purpose.
For sure.
That's good.
Absolutely.
So we really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
I'm gonna be looking for you on Tuesday. Tuesdays at 6.
Yeah, Tuesdays at 6 to 7.
If it's possible.
It's here. It's
on Zoom.
It's a Zoom.
Oh, it's a Zoom?
Yeah, it's a Zoom.
Oh, okay. Then I'll be there.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is log in on your phone.
Exactly.
I can do that then.
Yeah.
That'll be
Or computer or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're here, but everybody.
Yeah,
else
we're
is,
here, but
everybody else is on Zoom.
On the screen.
We look at them over there on the TV screen, and talk to everybody, and we bring in a guest that speaks. So there'll be like anywhere from. We had 45 last night. The most we've ever had at one time. I think we hit like 75.
Yeah.
80.
80? Did we hit 80?
I call 100.
100.
Shane would have said 150.
Yeah.
Wow.
150.
No,
It wasn't. I
he likes to.
He exaggerates.
Yeah.
When things are good, I
everything.
exaggerate.
But I will tell you, only about out of those, even the 45, only like 10 people shared. You know,
You guys
the rest of the people, people are nervous. They
Yeah,
get
but it's
nervous.
okay though, because when you go to a normal like AA meeting, not everybody shares. You only have your like select people that sometimes the ones that are raising their hands are the ones that are in dire need of speaking out because
Yep.
they're hurting the most, or they have something to share.
Or there's some
of
old
hope.
timers that are just like,
Yeah.
yo, this is how we
Spit some
do it.
knowledge, yeah.
This is dropping some 12-step knowledge.
Are you guys familiar with breakout rooms in Zoom meetings?
No.
Oh, I am.
It's where you can
Yes.
you can split them off into little
Yeah.
groups.
Yep.
Oh,
Maybe that would be better because maybe the issue is people just don't want to talk in front of so many people.
yeah. Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Good thought.
That's not
Yeah.
a bad thought.
Not
You
a
got
bad thought.
40 breaking up to 6 right at the end where everyone wants to talk. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
something
bad
to
idea.
think about. Yeah. Damn, thanks, bro.
Yeah. Thank you
problem.
so much.
Yeah.
Of course.
Amazing.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Appreciate
What are you
it.
guys going to do for lunch?
Keep
You guys
doing
gonna
the
go eat
deal.
Something or
For lunch,
what is it? You like tacos?
tacos pretty good. I don't really eat much though.
No. All right.
All right.